American English is the form of English used in the United States, while British English is the form of English used in the United Kingdom. In this two-part video series, we will explore how these two main variations of the English language differ. Let's dive in.
English is spoken today by over 400 million native speakers. 230 of them live in the United States of America, the largest English-speaking country, while in the United Kingdom, the place where the English language originates, exist around 60 million native speakers. For various reasons beyond the scope of this video, the language spoken by people in the United States evolved from the original English that the English settlers brought to America back in the 1700s. So, you may be wondering, how do these two versions differ?
Let's start with the grammatical differences between the two variations. In American English, simple tenses are preferred. So, Americans use the past simple tense when describing something that has recently occurred, while British people use the present perfect. Let's see an example. However, they both use the past simple when referring to completed events in the past. Another grammar difference between American and British English relates to auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs, also known as helping verbs, are verbs that help form a grammatical function. British people are more likely to use formal speech, such as shall, whereas people from the US prefer informal phrases, such as will or should. The third main grammatical difference between British and American English is collective nouns. Collective nouns are nouns that refer to a particular group of people or things, such as staff, government, class, or team. In American English, they are usually used with singular verbs. But, in British English, it is possible to use collective nouns in both plural and singular, depending on the meaning. Let's see an example. You will also find some minor differences with past forms of irregular verbs. Americans tend to use the ed ending, Brits tend to use the t ending. Another main difference between the two variations of English is prepositions. When discussing weekends, Americans use the on preposition, whereas Brits prefer to use at. Besides, Americans tend to get rid of the preposition to after some verbs, such as the verb write. On the other hand, the British find this completely inaccurate.
Don't worry too much about these slight differences. People in both countries can easily understand both ways, although the British tend to look down on Americans, as they believe their version of English is entirely incorrect. If you liked this video, don't forget to comment it, leave a like and share it. It helps a lot. See you.